Barbie. Don't join the wave. And I never let a deep boy for free. It's Barbie. Mm-mm-mm. That's it, baby. That's big baby. That's big. Careful, big baby. Big baby. You must be careful. Just letting everybody get up in here. Hey guys. Hey guys, it's Dinah and welcome back to another live. I just have a lot of energy. So I was like, I didn't go live yesterday because I need to get my hair done. So I'm just taking my hair down. But yeah, I was like, I just got some energy. So who cares if, I'm not looking 100% up to par. We just gonna take our hair down together and be girls. Da 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 da. That's my little PJs that I'm wearing. So, and that's baby girl, baby girl, baby girl. Aston being in preschool is the absolute best thing for both of us. Get up in this live. Get up in this live. Happy hump day. Yes, I'm supposed to go to live on Tuesdays and Fridays, but I have not been keeping that schedule. But I have been on schedule with the vlogs this week. So I just need to be consistent with the lives. I'm taking my hair down because I'm just tired of wearing my wig. And I just time to wash it. And I want to get a relaxer and just give my natural hair a break and just wear out my natural hair for like a week or so. I'm supposed to be going like on a little date tomorrow. So, but he liked black girls. Like he loved black women. So he said, I've only dated black women. But he's not really white. He's like mixed with a lot of things. He just looks white. Yeah. But anyways, so yes, I told him I was like, I'm going to be wearing my natural hair tomorrow. My hair falling. Well, not falling out, but like shedding. I've had these braids in for probably over a month because I've just been wearing my wig nonstop. Aston's just chatting up, so that's her babbling. Look at that baby. Oh, these are I call them her boots. Aston has the cast because Aston has autism, so ever since she's been walking on her tippy toes, and she's been doing that for years, obviously. So her ankles are really tight. She stopped at one point, but I was not consistent doing her stretches because when a person is like in physical therapy, you have to continuously do their stretches every day. And so obviously I was not doing her stretches every day because I was just exhausted because I do everything for her plus I work. So I was listening to the Wide Open, formerly known as the Basement podcast, just now. And the lady, she called in. So like what they do is like at the 10 o'clock hour, they have like people call in and just whatever they want to talk about, they talk about. Like if they just want to laugh, they laugh. If they want to talk about personal serious problems, that's what they talk about. If they want to talk about issues going on in the culture or whatever they want to talk about, people can call in and talk about anything, and they will try their best to give advice, but they always say we don't make any promise to have any answers. It's literally just like a community, and it's just a tribe, and we're just there for each other, because sometimes the best healing method is just to vent and just have people who love you just hear you out. So that's what they do. But more often than not, Tim Ross, he's able to like give some advice usually. Only a couple of times he's been like, yeah, I don't have an answer for that. Because at the end of the day, he is not God. But anyway, the lady who called in when I was listening just now, she was talking about basically she has been like the caregiver of like two of her nieces. And she said something like they were born exposed to substances. So maybe like their mother maybe she like was doing drugs or something or drinking when she was pregnant with them, so they have like disabilities, special needs. But she said she's a therapist, so she knew what she was getting herself into. She wasn't going into it blind when she, you know, started taking care of them. And she already has two biological children on top of the two special needs children. And well, I don't know if you know, but if you know anything about a special needs child, it's whew, a lot more demanding than a child born healthy without any special needs. Because a child born in mint condition, they already a handful because babies require more love than they give. They require just nonstop care and attention. It's all consuming becoming a parent. So multiply that by 10 if they have a medical condition or special needs or both. And y'all know Aston, she's fed by a G tube. She's not able to eat by mouth solely yet. We're still practicing. That's why preschool is good because she's by other kids. They have snack time at school, so the teachers help her. So she's practicing at school and being around the other kids. She's going to want to imitate them. And then she has autism, so that's like behavioral and social thing. And yeah, so I was like, usually sometimes when people call in, I'd be like, they just sound like they're whining and complaining about, not trying to be insensitive. I'm just like, they whining and complaining about like petty things to me because I'm like, I'm concerned about real life stuff, and y'all crying and complaining about, oh, I like dumb stuff like family issues, like, oh, we're not getting along with our mom, or I'm gonna get a divorce, or I'm like, okay, that has nothing to do with real life, but I guess not to be insensitive, but anyways, so the lady, she called in and she's like, she be taking care of them, and she was married, but she's in the process of getting a divorce, and she was living in the UK, and now they live back in the States, and it's like a whole thing. And she's like, she's trying to go through private adoption to adopt them, but if she goes that route, then she won't get any assistance from the state about like financial assistance, because if you're like filing to be like the sole guardian caregiver, sole custody, the state's not going to help you, which is ignorant, but yeah. So she says presently she's paying out of pocket for everything. Special needs children are extremely expensive. So I felt for her. I said, oh Lord. When I be listening to the stories, I be like, Lord, help us. I say help us all, because we all be going through it. That's right, baby. And so anyways, what happened next? But yeah, she was just talking about it, and she was talking about like the hardships and difficulties of caring for a special needs child, because it's like I said, it requires all of your attention. And like with Aston, like she was talking about like two of her biological children, they're in sports, and she can't take the other two to the games or anything, which means she has to miss her own children's games because the special needs kids require a lot of attention. And if you don't give them the attention they want, like you're not paying them attention, then they're gonna start, shrieking and hollering. And so just talking about like personally, like at home they do that for hours too. So I just really could relate, Because I know with Aston, like after I had Aston, I seemed fine at first, but when she came home, I did fall into a depression. But the thing about being a mother is no time off. You have to keep going. So I always say I'm high functioning in my depression to this day. So and I also, in the back of my mind, I'm also, the thought does arise like I might also possibly, like, bipolar is also a very strong possibility because I have so many highs and lows, like a roller coaster of emotions. Like I'll feel really good. Like I said, I got on this live because I had energy, and like I felt like playing with that. And I was like, let me go live, and it'd be like that. Like I'll have highs and lows. I'll be like, oh, I'm feeling so good, and then I'll have moments where I'm like, oh, like I'm feeling super low and I'm questioning life and existence and the goodness of God, because I'm like, I know you're supposed to be good, but this does not feel good right now, and I'm not going to, like, I'm not going to withhold anything. For the past, like, 2 years, I have always been very, like, I've been in such a low place, but like I said, I have to keep going because I have to take care of her. But I've been so low mentally and emotionally, like I would fantasize about my death. Like I just be like I'm ready to go now. Like I'd be so upset, but I don't say suicidal because I'm like I'm not able to do that to myself. But I would welcome death for me. But I would be like, realistically, I cannot, because I know I'm the only person that can really take care of her the way she needs. I mean, of course, I could do more. Well, even saying that, I'm like, not realistically, because I'm just one person. I'm doing the best I can, but I would like to be able to do more for her. But yeah, like I said, I'm just one person. It's not physically impossible to be everywhere at the same time and do everything. Um, I'm just like, like I said, I've had these braids in for over months, so it's just a lot of like shedding, a lot of dead hair because I have to wash it. I'm getting a relaxer tomorrow morning. I was supposed to be doing it today, but my sister's not able to come because she has to help my mom. So I have to do it tomorrow morning. That's why I'm not going to work tonight, because I'm like, I don't feel like putting a wig back on. Once you take them wigs off, I'm like, I don't feel like gluing that thing back on. Like, I'm done wearing wigs for a minute. Like, I need a break. I've been wearing it for months. Like I want extensions. I want bundles, down to my booty, 30 inches. But I'm gonna take a break and just wear my natural hair, also to help me save money, because I gotta look at that Bible. Hey, baby girl. Hey, pretty girl. But yeah, Aston has been like going crazy so much lately. Her teacher says she's doing good in school. Like she be like making friends, and there's only 5 kids in her classroom because she's in the small classroom. Um, because that's how I wanted it. They said she could have been in a regular classroom. I did not want her in a regular classroom. Like I want to ease her into it. Like this is her first time going to school and being away from me. Cause like even when she went to the play group in Chicago, I was there. So this is her first time being away from me, away from home. It's only 2.5 hours. I just wanted to ease her into it. Like she takes the school bus. She's on the bus by herself. Those teachers and the bus people, they be making her do everything by herself. Like they do not play with her. Yeah, they don't play with her. They be making her walk by herself. They like, we're not gonna pick you up. We're not about to hold you. You gotta sit down. So obviously, like that's a difference for her because I do everything for her. I seldom do I make her try to do stuff for herself. But when she's away from me, they be making her do everything by herself. Like, so that's why sometimes she do be getting a little fussy in class. But teacher said she made a little friend. She said the little boy, he be trying to keep to himself, but Aston be chasing him around the classroom, trying to get him to play. So that's cute. I love that. But that's also big, that's a big step because, she has autism, which is a social thing. And so if she's over here being friendly and making the initiative to play with the other kids, that's really huge. But yeah, I was just really able to relate to the lady on the call about her special needs nieces that she take care of. Because sometimes doing this, like, I have some help, but it's very minimum. And even though Aston has a nanny, she's not able to be here 24/7 around the clock. My mom does what she can, but she has her own life, and she's getting up in age. She's elderly, so she has health complications. So I don't like bothering her. Like, she needs to just be resting. But my sister's not really able. She's not in a condition to help like how I would like her to. Um, Hair smells weird. Trying to think, what did I have in it? Like, it smells like some type of product. Like, what did I put in my hair? Ooh, it feels so good. Oh my goodness. Scratch it. Like I said, it's been like over a month maybe. Mm. Mm-hmm. I cannot wait. I'm gonna be so happy to get a relaxer. Ooh, I'm just show you a picture of how I'm gonna be wearing my hair for like a week or so. And then I don't know, I may get bundles or I may get this blonde wig. So we'll see. I may get some bundles. Touching her derriere. I was like, if I get to 30 inches, I was like, how am I gonna be? How am I going to be having this man crack this back? Cause I want it to be cute. Like, I'm about the aesthetics. I want it to be cute. I don't want to be having to tie the hair up. That's not cute. I want it to be like hair down my back. But what happened next? My girlfriend from work, she was like, you gonna have to tie it up. Because I was like, what about when I go on stage to dance? I was like, I want it to be hair down my back. I was like, but what about if I start trying to do little stuff on the pole? I'm like, it's gonna get like wrapped around me. Like, I just don't want a catastrophe. Like, the hair's so long, it start getting wrapped around you while you're trying to dance. Like, I want it to be cute. So we'll see what happens. But what else? Two more braids. But yeah, I was saying, like, it's very easy to feel like you're alone when you are raising a special needs child by yourself, because you feel like no one understands what you're going through. Because, like, I'll just speak for me. Like, I don't have friends. I keep to myself. I have very little help, and yeah, and like, I just, like, I don't have a sense of community. Like, when you're in church, you have community, a small group. I'm like, I literally don't have anyone. And even if I did have somebody that's a child, um, like my sister, she's always very, like, frustrated raising her daughter, my niece, because it's a lot just in her, like, raising her on her own. But I'm like, they're not experiencing what I'm experiencing. Like, Aston will scream for just random moments, just scream nonstop, scream, scream, scream. She'll stop and keep screaming, and I'm like, I'm just tired of hearing that screaming. This is literally me when she's screaming, because I can't really react getting angry I don't want to anyway. I don't want that energy around her. And she's not going to respond to it anyway. Like when we were living with her dad and he was doing all that crackhead stuff, Aston does not respond to anger, and she doesn't like that. I'm not going to say I have not gotten angry and said, be quiet. I've done that a couple of times, but even as I'm saying it, I'm like, that's not going to work. And it's just not good. I don't want Aston to feel that anger and frustration. Like, I don't want her to grow up with that, thinking that's normal. So, but yeah, so I'll just be like, if you don't have a child, and especially you don't have a special needs child, you can never relate. Can never relate. So what is there to talk about? But yeah, so that was all I wanted to share about that. I'm almost done taking my braids down. Yeah, I wish I could have gotten my hair done and gone to work today. I've not been to work since Saturday. I got so drunk because this guy, like, he came to the club Saturday and I asked him to, my club is BYOB because it's all nude. So, in the city of Chicago, you cannot sell alcohol if it's all nude. So it's BYOB. So I asked him, I said, if you come, you have to bring some bottles. He asked me what I like to drink. I said, like, tequila, but he brought his first time he came to the club, he had this Crown Royal and it was like salted caramel. It was so good. And I was like, yeah, bring that. But he did not bring it the second time. He brought peach and apple. I'm like, I want what I had the first time. It was so good. And I don't even drink, but I'm like, I'm gonna have to just buy that myself. But he said it was like a limited edition and it's discontinued now. So I'm gonna have to look into it. He said he got it from Jewel Osco. So I'm gonna have to look into that because I was like, that was really good. And I'm not even like I don't even drink darks. I'm not a whiskey girl, cognac, but that one was so good by itself too. Like you didn't really have to add anything. Like if anything, you add like maybe a little ginger ale or a little tonic or something, but you could really drink it by itself for sure. I'm just getting like, my hair is shedding while I'm taking it out. Just knocking it off the bed. You may hear Aston saying mom a lot. She say that all the time. Let's see. She just say mom all say. Ooh, last beret. My hair is all done. I look so fat. I look so fat. It's crazy. I promise I'm not. Like I actually been losing weight. Whew. What else? What else am I supposed to tell you? Oh, I think in this recent vlog, the last two vlogs, I like showed you a sneak peek of me doing an after party, and then I was talking about it in the next vlog, and I was like, me and the girl, we got paid $1,400. Well, what really happened was, so the girl, she got paid $800 in cash because that was her client, but he tried to wire me $1,400, and obviously, like I was like, I don't accept wire transfers. But the girl that I was working with, she like, oh, this is my client, I trust him. Boom, boom, boom. He's like, and like when somebody trying to get over on you, I was like her, she was just being foolish and ignorant, trusting him because she like, oh, this is my client, I know him, and him, he just was seeming like, when people be talking too much, I was just like, he talking too much, like trying to overly explain. It sounded like he just trying not to pay. I mean, he gave her $800 cash because he was like, that's all he had on him. He went to the ATM to pull out some cash, and then he tried to wire the 14th to me. And so I put it in on his phone myself, but obviously after we left, he could have canceled it. And so he just kept making all these excuses because it never came through. And he kept making all these excuses like, oh, my bank, like I switched banks, boom, boom, boom. And then the girl told me, like, she kept checking with me. And I'm like, every day I was like, I'm checking it, it's not in there, and it's only supposed to take like 3 to 5 business days. And granted, it was a Saturday, which was technically a Sunday morning. So of course you was gonna have to wait till like maybe Wednesday. It never came. So I was pretty sure like he canceled it after it sent, like he probably canceled it the next day, that Monday. Um and so she kept asking me, I'm like, it's not in there. And then finally she came to her senses and she's like, there's no money. And then she told me, stop, I caught you. Aston is always messing. You saw it. She's always messing with my whatever I have, like a water bottle, or right now I have a glass of water. She's always trying to knock it over and mess with it. But anyways, she had told me he blocked her, so obviously he did not intend on paying that much. I guess he was like, I give you 800, good enough. Divvy it amongst yourselves. But yeah, yeah, never actually got paid for that. She did, but I did not. What else happened? And then like recently, so like she and I, we worked together a few times, not too much. So we did 3 more parties together. So I brought her. No, we didn't. I gave her one of my clients because I was not able to see him because I didn't have anybody to watch Aston, and she got like $3,000 to $4,000 off of him. I don't know how much she got because she kept changing the amount. Like she told one girl 4,000, she told me 3,000, she told a different girl 5,000. But she be fibbing, like she be making up stories, like she be exaggerating what, like whatever amount she gets, she be exaggerating it a little bit. But yeah, so she got he was a good client. He was from out of town. He was a good client. So she got like anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000 off of him by herself. Cause like I said, I couldn't see him because I didn't have anybody to watch Aston. And that's just how we would work. Like me and her and this other girl we used to work with, like if I was not able to see a client, I would give one of them to the client. And so, anyways, what else happened? Yeah, so then the next time we both went to see another client of mine together. And that was the first time, like, usually when I do girl, I'm always pretending. She was so drunk, she was trying to do it for real. Like, she went down on me for real. And she, like, had a scissor for real. Like, I was trying to pretend, like, play it off because I don't be doing, I don't want, look, y'all know what I be saying. Everybody don't clean themselves the same way. Look, I don't know what be going on with other people. I know what going on with me. And especially if I work with you before and I know you don't be washing after you see clients. Cause she does not. She does not wash after she see clients. She just put her clothes on. And she don't wash before she see them. She just be like as is. So I think that's gross. So yeah, I did not want to be touching like that for real. But she was so drunk, she was like, because she was saying it out loud, and I didn't like want to make it obvious to the client that we were like pretending, or that I was trying to pretend. She was like, "No, mother son." She's like, because she has an accent. She's like, "You have to put it like rub it on me together," and I'm like, I was trying to avoid doing that. I don't want to rub together. So maybe that was towards the end of last month or something, or at the beginning of this month. And then what else happened? Make sure y'all be following me on Instagram at MADDIEBELLE00 on Instagram, because you could see, like, y'all be getting all this stuff last minute on YouTube. You could see everything in real time on Insta. So follow me. It's way more exciting, and I don't have to be so censored like on YouTube, I don't have to be so censored on Instagram, so you can see way more. So anyways, yeah. So that was my client. Once again, she got paid, she got tipped, boom, boom, boom. And like my clients are usually older white guys, so they're usually like really kind and respectable. Like they have no problem paying or tipping, anything, getting you gifts, whatever you want. They always get us Ubers, anything. So she sees anybody, and it seems like she'll take any amount. Like she is highly priced, but she will settle for a small amount. I don't do that. I used to back in the day. I don't do it no more. Anyways, I'm not desperate and I'm not about to embarrass myself, you know? And so, what else happened? So, yeah, so two of my clients I shared with her and they were good to her. And then her first client that I shared with her, I didn't get paid. And then the next time, which was 2 Saturdays ago or whatever, it was me, her, and this other girl, and they both are Spanish, right? So we were at work. She told me like it was kind of a meh night. It wasn't really like it was not a typical Saturday night. It was not busy. It was not busting. And so she told me her clients was coming in, and that's pretty much all she said. Like they bringing bottles. She didn't really say like he had a lot of money or anything. She just said he was coming in. So it was a group of Spanish guys. They said they were Puerto Rican. They was all bald head. They said they was like gangsters, whatever. Not my type of clientele. Not the type of guys I try to make money with. But it was okay to get little tips from them in the club, little dances, whatever. So we each had somebody. It was 4 of them, and it was like 3 of us, and like other girls was like coming and going, like revolver doors. But yeah, and so I got tipped by one of them a little bit and did some dances, tipped a little bit. Nothing major. The rest of them was getting tipped like crazy. Like they had stacks of ones on the table and they was paying for dances with the money and tipping on stage like crazy. But I didn't get, they didn't show me love like that. Um, but they would like in my face, like complimenting me. Okay, right. So, anyways, so they like it was kind of dead at the club, right? But keep in mind, it's still early. Like you gotta wait. So it must have been like around 1 or 1:30, and then they get ready to leave. I'm like, oh, y'all leaving? They like, yeah, we're about to go. And I'm like, dang, because they the only ones that was really doing stuff, spending money and getting dances and stuff. They didn't do any rooms, but I'm like, they the only ones really spending money, and not too many people in here. The ones that's in here, they not really doing too much. Um, and so I was like, dang, they leaving. But they had mentioned that they wanted to do the after party. And so the third girl, she was like, you want to come with us? I'm like, girl, they already invited me to the after party. So we all left. And it was funny because they was being too obvious. Like they was trying to ride with them. I'm like, you can't leave the club with the customers. So like I ordered an Uber and just had him go around the corner. Just let him go around the corner and we jumped in that car. So they had like a 4-door pickup, like a modern pickup. And it was big and stuff, and it had a sunroof. So we all squeezed in there. I'm like, they really must think we like Spanish for real. Like everybody's squeezing into this automobile, Don't get offended if you're Spanish, but those things tend to happen. Yeah, so they all just squeezed in there. We all squeezed in there. And keep in mind, we was all drinking, so everyone bubbly. So we in there, we all drinking, playing music, talking crazy. Everybody all booed up. The dude that was like the dude that was showing me attention in the club, like I'm sitting with him, everybody's sitting with a person, but it's only 3 girls and 4 dudes. So the one driving, he don't have anybody. So I'm like, dang, we should have had a 4th girl come for you. Clearly, no. Okay. And you'll see why. And he like, yeah, y'all ain't got nobody for me. So anyways, So keep that in mind. It's 3 girls and 4 guys. So 1 dude don't have a girl, right? So everybody acted cool, boom, 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 whatever. And then, like I said, the Spanish girl that I worked with, we gonna call her Cece, okay? So Cece has seen like the leader of the group, like he the one who made them come. She's seen him before. Once again, it's her client. I I don't do gangster wannabe thugs. No, I do. My clientele is older white men. I'm sorry. Like I may see other races, but they always have to be like older and mature. I don't deal with the young ones. These guys were probably anywhere from like the 30s to 50s, maybe 30s to 40s. I don't know. But I'm saying like a mature mindset. Like they act still like they was young. But anyways, yeah. So like from the conversation I was having with the guy I was with, he didn't seem like he really had money. Like he was talking about he got a job, and I'm like, okay, maybe that's just a cover, because he was talking about like he be, distributing. Okay. Because I'm asking about party favorites. Like, you got something, something more than just this alcohol, But so he's like he be like distributing, but he got a job. So I was like, okay, he might have something. Hey, big girl. So now she having one of her episodes. What's wrong? You want to sit with me? You want to sit with me? Come sit with me. Come sit with mama. Come. Hey, pretty girl. You're so beautiful. It's okay. You're so cute. Come sit with me. But so anyway, fast forward and boom, boom, boom. And then, I can't believe I left this out. Yes. So they like saying they like gangsters. And then like they speeding on the expressway. And then they had heat. If you know what I'm saying. They had heat in the car. More than one. Oh my goodness. This is why I don't work like this. Like the girl Cece, she's young, so young, dumb. Like she might be impressed by that stuff. I don't want no trouble, no problems. I'm the only black person in the car, and I gotta get home to my baby. I can't be having no drama, problems, and complications. They have multiple in the car. Okay, and so because I seen it, and then they up in there. I'm like, y'all got the. I'm like, y'all got the blickies. They like, where the blicky at? Everybody drinking. It's drinking while driving, speeding, heat. It's a lot of. But thank goodness we didn't get pulled over. Like everybody, we was all watching for police, because they were not going to like a nice neighborhood. They were going like west. And eventually the neighborhood they went to was like an okay area, but it was still like technically kind of like Chicago a little bit, not really, but yeah. And so anyways, what happened? I'm gonna have to pick this hair up. What happened? But yeah, and I'm like, oh my goodness, they have the blickies. And so finally, like we get to the place finally. And then everybody trying to establish what's about to happen. Like the guy I was with, like we all drinking and stuff. I guess they was taking too long, and he gotta go. He gotta go to work. Now keep in mind, before we left, I told him when they mentioned the after party, I said, you can't be asking about it if you're not ready. So I quoted him the price that is required for him to see me. And he like, oh, we ready. And I'm like, okay, quote him the price. He like, oh, yeah, don't worry about that. We got that. Don't worry about that. I got that. Acting like he could do it, right? So when we get there, everybody booed up, drinking, boom, boom. But I'm like, let's cut to the business, because they trying to pour everybody more drinks. They trying to get us more drunk. Whenever people be trying to do that, get you to drink more before taking care of the business, no. Take care of the business first, and then we can partake in all the festivities. So I'm like, okay, I'm like, let's get business out the way. The second I say that, they like, oh, I'm like, no, let's get the business out the way. And then so everybody started going off with like they person or whatever, talking about what they about to do. And so I like reminded him what I told him the price was. And then all of a sudden, since he see I'm serious about it, all of a sudden he like, I gotta go to work. I gotta go to work in the morning. So he started leaving, saying he gotta go to work in the morning. Keep in mind, it's 4 dudes. So he's leaving. CC has the main leader guy. It's his place. Those his friends, that's her client. And then the other girl, she got the guy who got a lot of money. She told me he was like just got out of prison, but he won a settlement because he was like wrongfully convicted. So she said he showed her his bank account. I always think that's so dumb when dudes do that, but we can appreciate that because it's like you showing us like, yes, I have the funds. So he showed her his bank account, and he was like, he told her, he was gonna give her, such and such. So she scored really well with him. And I was kind of like, dang. I was like, dang, I wish I had him. But the only reason I wasn't talking to him was because when I got over there, he had like this weird sense of humor. And I took it the wrong way. I thought he was trying to be mean to me. Because sometimes some of them be rude sometimes. So I thought he was being rude, but that was like his sense of humor. So that's the only reason I wasn't talking to him. And then his friend was showing more interest in me. So obviously you're going to talk to the person that's vibing with you more. And I was like, dang, why did I have to be talking to the broke boy? The one who was acting like he had it and he didn't have it. Or maybe he had it, but he just was not willing to pay. But I clearly said that. Before we left, I was like, don't be talking about you want to do something if you're not ready. I said that multiple times. I said it more than once. I was like, if you're not ready, don't say it. He's like, oh, I'm ready. Then once I reiterate the price, because it's not free, stupid. I'm not one of them. Now, oh, I ain't gotta go to work. And so then so he left. But once he said he had to leave, everybody started acting confused because I guess, yeah, they all drove in the same car. So I guess they like, oh, well, we got to get back to, like, you can't take the car because we got to get back to our places and our cars. So everybody started talking about what they're about to do. Then CC, her guy, the ringleader, he like, all right, y'all need to go. He like, y'all need to go because you're killing the vibe. Like, he not everybody drunk. He like, y'all killing the vibe. And I'm over here thinking, killing what vibe? Like, you go take CC, y'all go to y'all room upstairs, And so, anyways, so he started kicking everybody out. I mean, the one that had to leave, and then the guy who had a lot of money, because he was like talking to this other girl, the other Spanish girl. So we're gonna call her, what can we call the other Spanish girl? We're gonna call her Nose, because she got a really big nose. Whenever I think of her, I just see her nose. But so keep in mind, everybody there is Spanish. I'm the only black girl. And the only reason I mentioned that, like, that's never really a factor for me. But seeing how they acted, the way they acted, that's the only reason I mentioned that. So, okay. So Nose and I'm going to call him Big Bucks. So Nose and Big Bucks leave. And then the worker boy, they leave. And so it's just me and I'm going to say Red Shirt. So it's just me and Red Shirt. And then CC and her guy, who's the main guy, the ringleader. So they go upstairs, and now it's just me and Red Shirt. And before the worker boy left, he was like, just take care of my guy. Just take care of my guy. He was like, he already knows. He was like, he cool with it. He got it. And I'm like, okay. And that's pretty much what everybody was saying. They was like, all right, he got to go to work. They was like, but you could take Red Shirt. Because remember, it was four guys, but it was only 3 girls. And we had already mentioned, like, Red Shirt felt left out. So now that the worker boy is leaving, so they like, all right, take Red Shirt. So Red Shirt, same thing like the other person, trying to get me to drink more. They want you to keep drinking because they want you to, like, be careless and just be like, oh, yeah, it's just complimentary. Like, we could just do this just complimentary. Like, no, they don't want you to be, like, reinforcing your rules, what you require of them. And so yeah. Cece and her guy, they go to their room upstairs. And then me and Red Shirt, and now keep in mind, yes, we all been drinking. I'm bubbly, but I'm still like, okay. Because once I get what is asked, once I get what I'm expecting, then I could be more like loosey goosey. I don't care. But until I get it, yes, I'm finna be acting extra sober right now because nothing's happening until it's an exchange is made. And so we go upstairs, go to that room, and yeah. But once again, nothing is happening just yet. So we talking. And then I'm like, okay, I already quoted your friend, so this is what it is. And he's like, he didn't even try to like negotiate or anything. He just flat out like, he's not paying that. And I'm like, same thing like I told Worker Boy. Why are y'all wasting my time? Like, why are y'all deliberately saying yes, 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 we can do it? And then when I'm reiterating it, you're like, no, I'm not going to. That's a waste of time. Then just say up front, say I can, but I don't want to. And just all you have to say up front, and then I never would have left. I never would have dealt with y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a waste of time. Cece got paid. Knows she got paid very well. So yeah, and so I feel like the reason I feel like they was acting like that. So once he saw like, because he was like, yeah, I never have to pay for it. That's always such a broke boy line. And I'm like, well, I'm not one of them. I'm just not out here passing out complimentary to just anybody. I don't get down like that. And I'm like, that's fine if you don't have to, but I'm not her, she not me, and this ain't that. And so he left. He booked it. He like, I'm gonna be right back. No, he never came back. Keep in mind, I had been drinking, so I did like fake fall asleep for a little bit. But I should have just left right after that, honestly. But like I said, I've been drinking, so I'm not really like, like processing like, okay, he just left. Let me just like, it was only two people that were available. The other two people, one he was with Nose and they left in their car. And then the other person is Cece's client. And I'm not dealing with them. So I should have just like dipped. What you want? What you want? There you go. What's wrong? What's wrong? Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Hey, pretty girl. 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 Hey, pretty baby. Hey, pretty baby. Pretty baby. Pretty baby. Okay, so what happened? So anyway, so he dipped. Cece and her client pop in. They pop in the room because, like I said, I fell asleep for a little bit. And they like Madison. That's my work name. They like Madison. They like, come with us for a little bit. So I go in there, and Cece's like, okay, he gonna take care of you. So Cece and I, like I said, we worked together before. But everybody was drunk. She was tapped out. So I think what she really wanted, she wanted a break from him. That's probably what it really was. And so she like, all right, bring Cece in here since the other two left. And if you could take care of her real quick, and then she could get a break. That's what I think it really was. Because she was drunk, like the girl was laid out. And she like, don't bother me. Basically, that's how she was looking like, don't bother me for a little bit. Like she needed a break. When all she had to say was like, give me a few minutes, but anyways, so boom. So that happened. Now, me, like I always say, I usually collect up front. But once again, I've worked with her before, and I'm over here trusting her judgment, which I have no idea why, because she has very poor judgment when it comes to males. Okay. And so, anyways, so yeah, so kind of quick. Boom, boom, boom. Then he steps out, comes back in. I can't really say, but basically what I quote was not met. And so I pretty much looked like, and then Cece's like, that's it, that's all you have. He's like, yeah, that's all I got on me. Keep in mind, we do Cash App, all of this, boom, boom, boom. And so I'm like, whatever. Like, I just took it and I went downstairs and took my shower and I left. Like, I'm like, I'm not talking to anybody. I mean, Cece, she did like wrap things up with him while I was in the shower and all that stuff. And then she started rushing me and she like, why you take so long? Because I take showers. Like, I'm not like you. I don't just, I always take showers before and after. I don't just put my clothes right back on. Like, anyways. And so, yeah, so she got in the Uber with me and then she was going to see her boyfriend. Keep in mind, she didn't shower and she don't be using protection sometimes. And then she's going straight to her boyfriend. And so, anyways, so yeah, so she's in the Uber trying to get my Uber driver to drop her off to go see her boyfriend. I'm like, no, this, like, have him pick you up. Like, don't be chasing after no boy. Have him come to you. That's stupid. Have him order you an Uber if he don't want to come pick you up. Like, stop. Why he acting broke? You know, like, you still ain't learned your lesson. And so, anyways, but yeah, so after that, you know, I respectfully told her, because I'm like, I'm not like you. I'm not, look, I have a standard and I only deal with certain type of clientele. And what I quote them, that quote is met. And usually generously, because I usually get tipped, you know, because I provide good service. You know, people enjoy my company. And so, anyways, so I respectfully told her, like, I will not be working with you anymore. I was like, I think it's best if you keep to your clients and I'm going to keep to mine. Because as I said, I gave her 2 clients and my clients were very generous with her and they were good with her. And she was mean. She would be mean to my clients. And that makes me look bad because they looking like night and day. Like, you're like me, like they're like, oh, you sweet, you really good to us, like you treat us so well. And she's over here like nitpicking at them and just like she'd be like, no, like telling them like, don't do this, don't do that. Oh, why are you so rough? Like the one guy, he felt like he couldn't do anything, so he mainly just focused on me because anything he tried to do, her, stop, no. He like, okay, like, okay. But yes, I told her, I'm like, yeah, you keep yours, I'll keep mine. We not working together anymore. And she stayed a night over here before. After I told her that, because she's been like living in and out hotels, and y'all know like I did that before. So I told her like I plan on moving upstairs in my building. You could take my unit downstairs. I'll like plug you in with the landlord, so it's like a smooth process for you. Because obviously she could afford it, so it's not a money issue, you know. And yeah, after that incident. I don't think so. Because after I told her I don't want us working together, I mean, she probably thought I was mad at her. I'm not mad. I'm an adult and I'm very mature and healthy. I know how to express my interests. Hey, baby. I know how to express my interests without feeling any bitterness. Like I could still be cordial with you, but still have zero interest and desire to work with you. So she probably, she's young and immature, so she probably can't understand like two things can be true at the same time. So she came the next day and got her things, and I'm like, that's fine. Like, you really don't have to be staying with me, And yeah, so we haven't really been talking like that because after that, I'm just like, I don't like, what do we have in common? Like, we're two different levels of life, two different mindsets, two different areas of maturity. Um, the only thing we had in common was we like to make money the same way and we work together. But now that I'm not working with you, what is there to talk about? So I'm like, I'm not sharing any clients with you. I'm not sharing any information. Like, even in the club, we used to like tackle people together. No, I work with other people now because I'm very cordial. I get along with people easily. So I'm like, either I'm going to approach customers solo, like I've been doing, or I'm going to pull one of the other girls that I'm cool with in the club. But yeah, I don't work with her anymore, and we don't really talk anymore. And that's pretty much what happened. I was like, you can't work with everybody. And then I told this other girl who we used to work with, so we're going to call the other girl Snow because she's a white girl. So Snow really, really has a love-hate relationship with Cece. Like, Cece told me Snow wants to hook up with her. And since they both had boyfriends. And so it was like this weird, like, built up sexual tension between the two. Keep in mind, these are females. These are females because all three of us, the reason we all work together is because we do males and females, yeah. So all three of us, the reason we work well together is because we'll do the man together and each other together, And so I guess those two have a weird thing where they want to be together, but they can't because they got boyfriends. I don't know. So when I told Snow about what happened with Cece, she just went off. See, I told you can't trust that B. She like, oh, she's so fake. I can't stand her. I'm like, wait. I'm like, I only told you to like vent because not too many people are in on what we're in on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're the only other person. Like, we all work together, once upon a time. So I only was venting to you because you know what's up. And she like, she's so fake. She just was going crazy. And I'm like, it's not really like, I have understanding. I'm not making excuses. I'm like, she's young. She doesn't know any better. She's overly trusting. So if these guys are telling her like, oh yeah, we're gonna pay this amount, she's believing them to do that. Like, she feels like she has no reason to disbelieve them, So I was trying to explain that to Snow, like, it's not really her, it's really the guys, but it is kind of her for being like naive, okay? But you live and you learn. Like, I made a lot of foolish mistakes. I'm gonna be honest, in this line of work, everybody's got stories. It's not, no one is like the perfect ultimate FSSW, okay? I know women who are doing extremely well now. Like, they made a lot of mistakes, or they had like interesting run-ins because you learn. It's a learning experience. You're not just gonna come off the top with all the knowledge, all the expertise. You have to learn, and that's how I formed my boundaries, from experience. Okay, that happened. Didn't like that, or I noticed this pattern with certain customers. So now I have these rules and boundaries set in place for my safety and my assurance that I'm getting what I asked for, So she just got to learn for herself. That's why I said we in two different places. So that's why I said we're not going to work together, because I have good clients for a reason, because I read people and I stick with a certain type. She's kind of all over the place. I'm gonna be honest, after that experience, I am traumatized from Spanish, wannabe gangster cholos. I'm like, I'm not seeing any more. If I see a Spanish wannabe gangster cholo, no. I'm sticking with my white man's, my older white man's, or just mature, distinguished older men. That's it. Because I do see other races, obviously. I'm just saying those are my preferred. Those are my favorites. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So what else? Because I was gonna tell you something. Wait, don't remember now. I was gonna tell you something. And then like that night, when the girl knows the third girl, since she had left with that guy, and we like, okay, you gonna be okay, because she was leaving the group and she was going off. I guess she was drinking and she felt comfortable with him, so she like, yeah, I'm gonna go off with him. So she went off with him in his ride, and when they were done, she messaged me. Pretty much everybody finished around the same time. So then she did a group message. She like, I got my money. She was like, how about y'all? Y'all good? And then I told her what happened. I didn't go into details. I was like, Cece got paid. I didn't. I did get paid, but it was not even a fraction of what I quoted. Like, it was pitiful. That's why also I was like, nah, I blocked all them dudes. I'm like, yeah. And that was the other thing. That's what peed me off. Oh my goodness. Why they over here messaging me? That's what I'm saying. Like, they all in my face giving me all these compliments. So that's why I mentioned like I was the only black girl and they all was Spanish. Like, whether they was Puerto Rican, Cuban, Mexican, they all was something, right? And so I feel like they felt like, oh, she a black girl, we could get over on her. Like, we shouldn't feel like we have to pay her. Like, why should we pay her? Like, for their own personal reasons of like looking down on a black girl. Like, they felt like, oh, she should just be out here for free. No, not one of them. They exist, but it's not me. So I'm sorry, but that's why I'm glad they left. But I would have preferred if they didn't waste my time, because I did ask them several times before I left, are you prepared? I was like, you have to come prepared. This is the quote. Are you able? Because some people, they either they can and they will, or they can and they won't, or maybe sometimes they can't, so they don't. But anyways, so yeah, but that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, so that's what I was saying. Like, in the group message, I told her, I was like, Cece got paid, I didn't. I was like, the guys I were with, I was like, you two got the dudes with the money. I got the two bums who didn't want to pay, and they walked out on me. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry that happened. But Cece never apologized for anything, and I'm like, I would have been cool if y'all just had left me alone. Like, you see what I'm saying? I'm like, why was that even a thing? Like, I could have been cool. I could have stayed at the club and made way more money at the club, But like I said, everything is a learning experience. And that's why I cut her off. I was like, I don't trust your judgment. Don't ever step to me bringing me none of your fake clients, because they're not real. My clients are real, okay? I get paid up front and I get tips. And not only that, I got text messages to prove more than one client has invited me outside the country to go outside the country with them. What are your clients doing for you? Okay, y'all know I can't do anything because of this one right here. But for a few years, people have invited me out. Like, and I'm gonna end this live, but I do have two flued out story times that did not go well. And I've been meaning to tell those for years, but like I be getting busy. I be getting caught up, and I'll be like, but I've been meaning to tell it, like, even like back when it happened. This was back before I had that one growing inside of me. Back when I was a wild child and I had got flown out, and so twice, and things did not go very well. So I have a story time for those on different days. One was down south, like further, like super far southeast. And then the other one was more like southwest. Um, the southwest one, it was not so bad. Like I just left on my own accord immediately because, like I said, I was living a fast life, and I was like, all right, he's not doing what I want him to do immediately. So me and the girl, we dipped. We dipped. I was like, brr. I was making so much money back then that I did not even need him. Instantly, when I got irritated with him, I booked that flight, and I was like, oh. And then I asked the other girl, you okay? Because I wasn't booking her flight because, girl, I don't know you like that. And then the one that was more southeast, I had to play it cool because he booked my flight, but as a round trip. So I had to wait. And at that time, I was not making as much money. And so it was not like I could just book my own flight back. So I had to play it cool and wait and act like, oh my goodness, I'm so like cool with you guys right now. But really, I was like infuriated. Like, oh, y'all getting on my nerves. Because the one more southeast was like a party group, males and females. It was mixed because it was like a birthday celebration, and I was invited out to like celebrate with them. But anyways, yeah. So don't know when I'll do those story times. Don't know if it'll be, most likely it'll be alive, like when I'm doing my makeup. Okay, but yeah, let me see what time it is. Okay, I'm gonna just clean up a little bit. Yeah, I really wanted to get my hair done tonight. Cannot go to work. I could, but I don't feel like wearing the wig anymore. Like, I took my hair down. I'm done wearing the wig for a minute. It's a wrap. But that's it. I'm not gonna ramble. I hope y'all enjoyed this live. Yeah. Oh, and then on a good note though. So actually, that incident that happened, I said that was on a Saturday. It wasn't. It was on a weekday. I think that was like a Monday or a Tuesday. So then no, it was probably a Tuesday or a Wednesday. I think it was like a Wednesday. Anyway, that Thursday, that same Thursday, my bag was secured at the club. And then Cece, she did not work. She did not work that Thursday. And I was posting, like I made so much money. I was posting it. I don't normally post. I do not normally post like my money and stuff. I normally just post like, come see me, like cute little thirst traps. But I was kind of posting it for like a slap in her face, like I made this solely at the club alone. You know, like, all right, your whack little fake customers could never. You know, but that's it. Let me go spend time with Aston because she's having an episode. All right, bye. Thanks for listening.